Hello, everyone, and welcome to the big show. This is Investing in Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. If you're a first-time listener, thanks for stopping by. My name is Josh Lilquist, and we are happy to have you with us today. As always, I have my good friend, my good pal, the stock master, the one and the only Mr. Al Connickson. Al, how are you doing today?
Feeling good, Josh. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. If I was any better, if I was a dog, my tail would be wagging.
Thank you for sharing that.
But we could talk about dogs all day because everybody loves dogs, and the market has kind of been a dog lately. And today, some of the things we're going to talk about here today is about the opportunities as markets aren't so fun to watch. They've been down really for a couple of years almost now, and sideways. They haven't really done a whole lot, but they're seeing a lot of volatility up and down. It's just always going back to the mean. And there are still strategies in these type of markets. There's strategies as the markets go up. There's strategies as the markets go down. But there's also strategies as markets go sideways. And that's a lot of the things we're going to dissect here on the show. Online Trading Academy, over 25 years, actually on their 26th year, teaching people just like you how to trade and invest. If you're brand new to the markets and looking to get started, or if you've been trading for 20, 30, 40 years, maybe you're just looking for more consistency. Online Trading Academy has strategies and techniques to help you make smarter investing decisions. So, Al, we had Fed Week this week. Mm-hmm. Fed raised the interest rates once again, as expected, though.
Right.
I believe it was supposed to be like 90% a raise, and of course it was. And there was talk afterwards, and the markets kind of dropped this week. Mm-hmm. We've seen a pretty decent drop. Friday they gapped up, and we know what happened the rest of the day. But the markets came down this week from the high, roughly about 3%, depending on when you listen to the show here. And just great moves. It's just kind of a snooze fest. Al, what's your take on the market, and how do you help people make smart investing decisions no matter which way this market goes?
Well, you mentioned you called this market a dog and not fun. You know what? For a lot of people, this was a fun week, and it wasn't a dog. Unless we said we like dogs, we love dogs.
There you go.
Maybe it was a dog. But it doesn't make any difference. If you know what you're doing, if you have the right strategy, then you can participate whether the market's going up, down, or sideways. Why was this, for some people, a bad week? Because the market went down. They weren't prepared for it. But the reason that happened is, the Fed did meet, and they raised interest rates 1/4 point. Well, people expected that, but what we look for then is the commentary from Powell following that. He didn't say they were going to raise rates again. He didn't say they were going to cut rates again, but he kind of left it open to follow the data. And on Friday, the jobs report came out. The forecast was for 180,000 new jobs. Well, it turned out to be 253,000 new jobs, with wages increasing by about 0.5%. So, the Fed's had a tough time trying to bring things down and, not go into a recession. It looks more and more like that's going to be happening, but the economy is still showing strength, too much strength for the Fed to feel comfortable. So there's going to be some uncertainty out there again, and the market hates uncertainty. People hate uncertainty because they invest based on emotions. But here's the bottom line. It doesn't make any difference what's happening in the economy, in the world, globally, here locally. There are always opportunities, whether the market is going up, whether the market is going down. There are opportunities for people that know how to take advantage of what's happening and understand how to really concentrate on what's factually important. And that is just price movement. I think I mentioned last week, follow the money. When the Fed was injecting trillions of dollars into the economy, we went into the longest bull market we've ever had. And then in 2020, at the end of 2021, when they started to pull money out of the economy and raise interest rates, that, again, followed the money. The money was leaving the market, and the market started to react negatively. So it's following the money. How do you follow the money? Well, you have to know who has it and what they're going to do, what they're going to do with it, when they're going to do what they're going to do. And the bottom line is that stocks need demand from institutional investors. It takes big demand to push prices up, and the biggest sources of demand for stocks is the institutions. It's the Wall Street banks. A lot of people know the publication Investors Business Daily, the two primary ones, Wall Street Journal and IBD. Well, William O'Neill is the publisher of IBD, Investors Business Daily, and he said this: I estimate that close to 80 to 90% of all the important price movements of stocks on the New York Stock Exchange are caused by institutional orders. And the important part of that comment there is important price movements. And that's what we're looking for. When is price going to move enough to give us a profit worth being in the market? And that's caused by institutional activity. We have a strategy, our core strategy. You ask me how we help people. It's by teaching them this strategy, showing them how to use it regardless of what they are investing in, regardless of what their style is. It shows them how to identify on a price chart where the institutional activity is going to take place. It's forward-looking. It's not like a backward, kind of a lagging indicator like most of the technical indicators that people use. And to be successful, you need to know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, and I kicked the show off, and you kind of made a little fun of me about my dog comment. And just looking at the price chart here, if you think about it, a lot of people, especially in their 401ks, just are sitting in a market and hoping it goes up. And those people that have just been buying and hoping haven't had any returns since April of 2021.
That's correct.
Because the market it's at where it was in April of 2021, which is about halfway from the big rise in the market after the Corona drop. So people are feeling a little worried that their retirement accounts aren't going to be there, or I won't say be there, but have enough to retire because they're not seeing a return anymore, quite frankly, from the highs they're down.
Let me just do a quick comment on that. The fact that the market is flat for people that have a 401k, remember that part of the return is money that you put into it and then that your employer matched.
Yes.
So your returns are probably really, if you just look at the investments, are not as great as you think they are, even though it may look like they're flat.
Yeah, but here's the problem: they're still paying fees that whole time as well. So people are seeing big losses in their accounts or no gain at all. Especially if you're in your 50s or 60s and you're hoping to retire this year or in the next 5 years. You can't afford for this market to do nothing, so you might need to do something different. And we have investing classes that offer people opportunities to do things differently. If you have different goals and objectives with your finances, maybe this buy and hope strategy isn't always the best thing. But you know what? You won't know unless you go check it out. And it's just an opportunity to see what the markets are doing. We have these investing classes where we talk about the markets. What are potentials here as they continue to go up or if they continue to go down? What's the opportunity as they go sideways? So there's different strategies for all different markets. So come to one of these classes by texting the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats. Text investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this free investing class. Al, coming up next, let's talk about some income strategies. We have a lot of people that want to have that second income strategy in their life. Let's talk about that coming up next. We'll be right back.